A judge has called for a new election in Kleberg County for the primary runoff election that took place on May 22nd. The order is pending an agreement between the attorneys of candidate Ofelia Gutierrez and the incumbent candidate Esequiel Cheque de la Paz. Gutierrez filed a lawsuit against the de la Paz, alleging that voter fraud happened in the runoff election for Precinct 4 Kleberg County Justice of the Peace. Now, visiting Judge Joel Johnson out of Sinton ruled evidence suggests some people voted who did not live in Precinct 4. Well, he threw out the votes and called for a brand new election. Both Gutierrez's and de la Paz's attorneys must sign off on the agreement, though.